What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Night Kids After Dark podcast. I'm your host, BTG Plays, along here with my co-hosts, Yano, Nick, and Lily. What's up, you guys?
Splendid day.
Ready for a nap at 8.
Splendid night. No, I got like real tired too. I was like, what the heck? I was like, no, wake up. Then I was like, I got G Fuel. I'll be up all night.
Fuel rager.
The rain tends to do that.
Oh yeah, it has been raining
just
all
lay
day.
around. I had nothing to do. Cook dinner. I'll be fine. And then my brain's like, podcast. Like, oh shit, that's right.
As a gamer, how do you decide what you're gonna cook for dinner? Do you just be like, what's quick, or you already plan it out in advance?
Ooh.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on what's going on.
True.
If I see a dope recipe I want to try, I'm playing for it.
Right.
If
and if the brand
whatever's in
new
the
game
freezer
that
that
just
day,
came out and I'm running short on time, it's a hot pocket.
Yo. Oh, there was some in the freezer. I could have just went with that. Dang it. That little meat lover joint is hidden.
Yeah.
Wait, what? They got a meat lover's hot pocket?
They got everything.
Dang.
They even got a vegan one. No, I'm kidding. No, they don't, guys. Sorry. I lied.
Not yet.
Not yet. Just
Not
lean pockets.
yet. All right, well, tonight we're going to be talking about some pretty crazy stuff. Marvel should drop the trailer for a new game. We talked
Another
about...
one?
Yeah, we're going to take a look. That's actually going to be the first thing we'll take a look at. But yeah, there's that. Thank God somebody's gotten away from the Embracer group, and a lot. We got eight stories. We're going to roll right on through them. Yeah, that's really it. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish the intro and let's get started with the show. We're always looking for ways to engage our listeners, so we'd love to hear from you. What topics you would like us to cover on the podcast? What games do you want to hear more about? If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave comments on our social media, on the podcast services. It really helps, for sure. But remember, this is Night Kids After Dark podcast, where gamers discuss gamer things every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern right here on twitch.tv/Team Night Kids. If you don't want to watch live, you can always watch later on youtube.com/@Team Night Kids, or you can listen on podcast services by searching the 4 words Night Kids After Dark. Remember, if you like the show ad free, hit that sub button. It's going to be one in about 20 minutes. Any housekeeping? I know we got Lily won't be here next week.
Correct. No. I'm going to have fun and sit. Nah. This little gothy girl's going out.
Looking forward to it. Seeing the pictures and hearing about how it goes.
Oh, and Yano had a birthday. He's now 52, guys.
Whoa.
If y'all
Right
now. Times, go ahead.
I'm just kidding.
I'm adding mine up.
Oh, no. How about just be One Punch Man?
Interest. No, I'm not that strong yet. I'm still gymming it.
How does it feel to make it on this earth another year, man?
To be entirely honest with you, I don't even feel 39. I don't feel it. I really don't. I wonder if it's a combination of one, having wonderful friends like you guys, where we play games and we do the same things that we pretty much have been doing since we were young, and also my job. Later. Right, I cannot. I repeat, I cannot stay up late anymore.
You can. You just pay for it.
Right, exactly.
No, yeah, I feel like that. After like 25, I just stopped counting, and I'm like, damn, shit. Am I not 25 anymore? What the hell? But nah, it seems like
them joints will humble you real quick.
Yeah, they do. Especially those late nighters.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Yep. All right, let's roll into story number 1 after I fix this thing.
Ooh,
I love that we're so professional here. Like, it's awesome.
That's what the charm about this podcast is.
We all professionals here.
Professionals.
As I bet everyone's not wearing pants. We're all professional here.
Oh shoot. So
Business up top, party at the bottom.
All right, let's check out this new game that Marvel's dropping out.
Ooh.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Look at me.
Pick your hero. Get ready. Go.
By the Vishanti, strange is here. I'm It's nano time.
Hulk does not skip leg day.
I hope
It
Friday got
looks
that on video.
familiar.
I'm opening.
No, he doesn't.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, what?
Together.
Join together. Drown them. I'm everywhere. Your powers are mine.
This format looks very familiar, like you said.
Doesn't it?
I got you. Behold, Dark Child.
Oh, that was cool.
Hey, mind if I join you, pal? Maximo?
That's cool that you can do team attacks.
True.
By the eye of Agamotto.
Straight for the movie.
Ready to put on a show. Charge.
Spider Sling.
You're the winner. Next team.
What? I didn't even notice
What
that
a
the
winner.
first time I watched it. A female Galactus.
Yup. That was a skin from Marvel Snap, if I'm not correct.
Oh,
This
yeah.
has
Actually, I
potential.
think you're right.
Oh,
So for our
the
audio,
beta is coming out.
yeah, for our audio listeners, we just watched a trailer for Marvel's new game by NetEase. It is called Marvel Rivals. So Marvel's dropping a new 6v6 hero shooter. It kind of looks like, people were saying Overwatch. I think it looks more like Smite. It looks
Mhm.
okay. When the trailer first started, it opened up with like NetEase. Of course, obviously, I look at NetEase and I'm like, well, they made Naraka Blade Point. I did like that game. And then I think about all the mobile games they make, and I'm literally like, oh no, is this a mobile game again? Not to say that there's anything wrong with mobile games, but I definitely didn't want another mobile game. But no, this is a PC game. It's free to play. They start doing the animated cartoon style like League of Legends did, and I'm like, all right, well, is this going to be like a MOBA? And then you get into the gameplay, and it looks fantastic.
It does. It looks really good.
Like you got the art style, you see like their attacks, like there's destructible. The map is destructible.
Environments, yep.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I want to throw a bridge at somebody.
A bridge. Come on now, too soon.
Oh,
So-
Lord.
Oh shit!
So,
forgot.
so real talk, the potential is there for alternate skins. We see that one, there's so many characters that could be incorporated. The fact that BTG pointed out that this game looks more so like Smite. Also, Jay Leo pointed out Paladins as well. So it's a third person type 6-on-6. It reminds me of Overwatch, but then at the same time, it's the objectives are still the same. They're going to be objective based, but I like the fact that the environment can be destroyed.
So
That's what draws me in.
So is that what they said? Like it's gonna be objective based?
Well, based off of what we saw, it looks like there's going to be objective points of interest in things.
Capture the
Gotcha.
flag.
I like the art style like of everybody. Like you see Spider-Man, it's definitely like, oh dang, he's moving like Spider-Man. Hulk smash for like god dog. He jumps into the air and knocks somebody out. Like it looks legit. But yeah, their 6v6 hero shooter starring iconic comic book heroes and villains will host its first playtest in May. And those interested in putting Marvel's take on Overwatch through its paces can now sign up for a chance to play. The playtest will be on PC, and players will have access to more than a dozen characters to choose from, including Black Panther, Spider-Man, Magneto, and Scarlet Witch. To sign up, players will need to fill out the registration form. and answer questions like what genres they are currently playing the most, their favorite PvP shooters, and how familiar they are with Marvel comics, movies, and shows. Developer NetEase states the focus of the alpha will be to test out game mechanics, identity, and identify. It says identity, but I'm pretty sure they meant identify and resolve bugs and gather feedback from players. Invites to the playtest will go out via email. And here I'm gonna post a link for you guys just in case you want to go ahead and do it. Yeah.
So, just on a PC?
It looks like, I think it is. I think it's just a PC Steam game for now, but you know, honestly, it's going to depend on how successful it is. Like I said, it is a free to play game. It says there's no word on whether or not the title will be coming to consoles or when it's released in full. The game can currently be wish listed on both Steam and Epic Game Store. So yeah, okay. I mean, I'm excited for it, honestly.
I am too. I hope that it doesn't get, you know how we see a lot of games come to this point where we get excited and everything, and then at some point it gets shut down. I hope it doesn't get shut down before we get our hands on it.
Oh, like what was it, that Rumble game you was playing?
Oh my
Rumbleverse.
Lily. Oh, that one hurt.
Putting chicken in your back pocket to save for later.
Oh, I love that game so much. Jay Leo was the one who put me onto it, actually. Oh.
Yeah, that was a good game. Before we close out this story, I'm going to go over some of the characters that we already know about.
Okay.
For the first one is Iron Man, of course. He looks dope. His attacks look dope. You got Spider-Man. Looks awesome. The art style just looks comic book-esque.
It does.
You
it's
got
the cell shading.
Yeah, you got Hulk. You got Black Panther. You got Loki. Storm. You have Namor, Doctor Strange, Magic, Groot, Rocket Raccoon. I was talking about them too. I did notice the team attacks too. It looked pretty dope, and how Rocket like launched and got on top of Groot. Like I wonder I want to see how all these team attack mechanics are going to work, and like how powerful they're going to be. Like how much is it going to change the game? Star-Lord. You got Mantis. Why they should? No, I guess they didn't have a pick. Oh, Mantis. I see Mantis right here. I don't know why they. That's weird. Okay.
They picked that one instead of the other one.
Yeah, it's weird. Then you got Penny Parker. A lot of y'all might not know who Penny Parker is. One of the standout stars from the Spider-Verse. Penny Parker doesn't have Peter Parker's arachnid-themed powers, but she does have a powerful mech suit armed with lethal appendages. Pretty much a Spider Gundam. Luna Snow. I'm not really familiar with Luna Snow, but previously seen in games like Marvel Future Fight and Marvel Super War. Seal, he, aka Luna Snow, mixes ice manipulating powers with K-pop style. In the debut trailer, it looks like Luna can team up with Namor to enhance his water-based skills in combat. I feel like, watch, she's gonna be broken for some reason. Scarlet Witch is there.
He must be dangerous.
Right, I'm excited about Magneto. I didn't even see the Punisher. Did you see him in the video?
Not in the video. I thought I saw the Punisher when they broke out the window at the end. That's where I thought I saw the Punisher.
Oh yeah, I think this is him right here, actually.
Yeah, there.
Wait, who is that? And
I don't know who that is in the back. That
looks like Star-Lord. I don't know who this is in the back either.
It's too tiny for me to. Hold on.
Yeah.
I can't see.
They have a cape and there's something floating behind them.
Like a little disc or something?
Yeah. Maybe it's
he
just
looks mad disrespectful the way he's floating though.
Maybe it's like just Magneto. He's floating like Magneto though. Maybe it's a Magneto skin or something.
Possibly.
Maybe. I mean, he looks buff as shit too.
Is that a female Loki?
No, that's Mantis.
Loki's in there.
But Loki is in there. Okay. That's Mantis.
I thought they would have had like his variations, because if they have that crocodile, best believe I'm gonna use that Loki.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've already signed up for the playtest, so hopefully you guys did too. If you're interested. Oh yeah. Cannot wait. May is kind of far away. But yeah, I do hope it doesn't. I think what a lot of people Yeah, I think what a lot of people are probably going to be worried about is microtransactions and stuff.
Oh
Hopefully,
yeah.
Marvel doesn't go crazy with it, and they're able to keep this going if it's good. I mean, if it sucks, then whatever. But it looks like it's going to be good.
I think it's going to be great. So hopefully we'll get to see it come to its final point.
For sure. And then story
If you
number
want this
2.
Female Galacta. Pay $20.
Oh yeah, I am curious about that too. And then for story number 2, this one's a pretty big one too. So we talked about a couple weeks ago how I was excited about certain development teams and or game developers getting away from the Embracer Group, and one of them was Gearbox. If you don't know, Gearbox made Borderlands, and apparently this story from IGN. Take-Two buys Gearbox from an Embracer and confirms development of a new Borderlands game.
Oh wow.
Embracer Group has officially divested Gearbox Entertainment, selling the division to Take-Two Interactive for $460 million. In a press release, Embracer shared that it is divesting Gearbox Software, Gearbox Montreal, Gearbox Studio Quebec, and franchises Borderlands, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, Homeworld, Risk of Rain, Brothers in Arms, and Duke Nukem. Embracer will retain rights to Gearbox Publishing San Francisco, formerly Perfect World Entertainment, and which it plans to rename. The publishing rights to Remnant, Hyper Light Breaker, and other unannounced games, Cryptic Studios, Lost Boys Interactive, and Captured Dimensions. All of its retained assets will be integrated into other parts of the Embracer Group. The sale is expected to close by the end of June. Gearbox will join Take-Two's 2K division and will continue to be led by CEO and founder Randy Pitchford. Currently, Gearbox has both a new Borderlands and a new Homeworld game in development, as well as at least one exciting new IP, per a separate press release. Notably, the full purchase price of $460 million will be paid to Embracer Group in Take-Two shares rather than cash. For comparison, Embracer originally purchased Gearbox for $363 million, half in cash and half in newly issued Embracer Group shares, with an additional consideration of $1.015 billion, also partially in shares, to be paid out if Gearbox hits certain targets within 6 years. Gearbox and Take-Two have a long-standing relationship, with Take-Two serving as the publisher of the Borderlands franchise via its 2K label. Two also partnered on an upcoming Borderlands film, as well as Gearbox's 2016 game Battleborn. Embracer Group has been gradually shedding a number of its mini studios after a multi-year acquisition spree fell apart last year. Most recently, it divested Saber Interactive and has made numerous cuts, such as closure of Saints Row developer Volition, the cancellation of unannounced Deus Ex game, and layoffs of over 900 staff, with more expected in the future.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, at least out of this, we got something back from Embracer Group. I feel like their name is like some evil corporation at this point.
It feels like it, doesn't it? It really does.
Like Shinra.
Like they're out to do bad.
Shinra.
Up all the life energy out of the earth.
But that goes back to the bigger thing. They were looking to make a profit off of these companies, but without really thinking or having a plan, and it ended up costing a lot of people, one, their jobs, and two, a lot of these titles. It's really unfortunate.
I'm just waiting for Borderlands 4.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, I do. You know, I'm excited about another Borderlands, but definitely, if they're coming back with it, it does need to innovate a little bit and do something to really make people stay with it. Like Borderland is always pretty decent, but I think they miss the mark when it comes to like being able to stick around. Like it's usually around
like
for a little
replayability.
bit. Yeah, that's the word. Like, yeah, the replayability. Like after you get through it and you're pretty much done, right? Like you're just, I don't even want to mess with it anymore. It's still good, but I do hope they do something that gives it more replayability and longevity. And I hope it's, I don't want to say they go the live service route.
Oh.
they might.
But we'll see what they figure out for sure. All right. Next news story. Oh, this is another kind of depressing one. Sega is selling Relic Entertainment and cutting 240 jobs in Europe. Sega has announced plans to sell Relic Entertainment and cut 240 jobs in Europe. Vancouver, Canada-based Relic specializes in real-time strategy games, including the Company of Heroes, Age of Empires, and the Homeworld series. Sega said it is selling Relic to a holding company to be newly established by the UK investment company Emona Capital, but that further details weren't being disclosed due to the request of the transferee. The majority of the 240 cuts will be made at Creative Assembly in Sega Europe, with a smaller number also being cut at Sega Hardlight, all three of which are based in the UK. Following a review of a medium-term lineup of its European studios, Sega also said it has decided to implement write-downs of work in progress of some titles in development. As a result, it expects to record a loss of 5.6 billion yen, which is about $31 million in US dollars, as cost of sales.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa. How do you feel about this? I personally, I feel like, you know, the same thing we always say. It sucks that the jobs are being cut. I did enjoy Company of Heroes.
Oh, such a good game.
Yeah, I know Age of Empires has a huge fan base as well. I can't put my finger on Homeworld. Like it's not registering in my head for some reason.
Homeworld, I don't think I played that. I'm sure 1000% you've heard of it. However, have you played it? I don't recall ever playing it. It's a very old title. However, Warhammer, we all are familiar with, and they also created the Warhammer games, and they were actually really good.
Yeah, the most recent ones were really good.
I have that sitting in my Steam account, just collecting digital dust.
Digital dust. Ew.
Digital dust. It's just sitting there, just like, play me. I'm like, sure.
Well, speaking of digital dust, you'll probably end up having a lot more. Because it looks like GameStop faces unsustainable sales decline, cuts jobs, and controls costs. This whole section is about loss of jobs.
Oh, man.
Video game retailer GameStop said on Tuesday it had cut an unspecified number of jobs to reduce costs and reported low fourth quarter revenue amid rising competition from e-commerce firms and weak consumer spending in an uncertain economy. An increasing mix of digital downloads is hurting physical retail, and there is simply no reason to go to the store if a consumer can just order a game, download it immediately, and let it collect dust. It doesn't say that last part, but Wedbush Securities analyst Michael Patcher said, revenues are highly unlikely to rebound unless management figures out a way to drive store traffic. So in short, because a lot of this, the rest of this is numbers. So in short, it's pretty much, you know, GameStop is in trouble. Like, even with they're in trouble again, yeah. Even with them cutting jobs, the plan they have right now is still not sustainable. Like,
what I don't understand is they knew this from way back, but if the challenge is innovative, why not hire a team's focus specifically on driving in-store traffic? I don't believe that it needs to necessarily just be a trading store anymore, or just a game. If they drew in people to their store to talk about games, play games together, or just that word of mouth kind of concept. Where is
word
that?
Of mouth we have for that is don't trade in your games, because you'll have 30 games and GameStop will give you $2.50 for all that shit.
But we're not trading. Let's move away from that, because we know where that is. People are buying digital.
So Jay Leo says the convenience of buying a game digitally is too strong, and I mean I agree with that, and I agree with them innovating, and I'm kind of curious. Like, none of us are professionals in trying to get people to come to your stores, but what ideas do you think would help? Because I don't even know what would make me go to the store.
In-game tournaments.
Man.
Wait, what?
Inflatable flailing
I would say in-game in-store tournaments, having I guess meet your favorite uh developers in your local GameStop in your local area. Have those developers come to the store and answer questions locally or live. I don't know. I don't have the answers, but there are ideas, and there's no really wrong or bad ideas, in my personal opinion. GameStop
Jay,
has the ability to do these.
Jay Leo says
I mean-
midnight release parties like they used to.
That
And
would be great, even in the digital era.
Do you think so?
I think so. Reason being, let's say, for example, Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, right? Some people who didn't pre-order the game early, but have to wait for the game to come out, they could have it downloading at home, but be in the store, hanging out and talking with other people, other like-minded gamers who are interested or invested in the same game. Then you can go home with these same people's
And
friend
miss
codes.
the actual launch when all my
Well,
friends are on at midnight?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You have the. There are going to be people who show up. BTG sounds like they wouldn't be one of them. But if you have the opportunity to grow, let's say, for example, you're a local streamer, you go to the midnight launch and you meet other like-minded people and you build that community, that network. That's real. That's actually an opportunity there. Maybe someone like you or I may not take advantage of that, but it's a location, a safe location. Well, some safe locations I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend my GameStop, but
I feel like
Run me your collector's edition. Oh no.
I feel like if like maybe like okay, if GameStop had like talked to like let's say they talked to the big three, right? Big
Right.
Three still making physical, and let's say Big Three, I don't know if they would still want to push physical or anything, but why hasn't it like there been any talks and been like, you know what? If you guys want to push physical sales, why don't we do it where if you come get a physical copy, I don't want to say early access, but you get early access. And the digital one launches at midnight, but early access comes to physical sales. Give us a reason to want to get a physical copy. Because if that's the case, then yeah, I'd be like, all right, well, you know what? I can play like 4 hours earlier. Oh, all right. Let me go get this physical copy.
Exactly.
They barely open early enough. But
Right.
I know Shinra, he actually pre-ordered his Final Fantasy copy from GameStop, and he got the little silver case, like something that's actually really collectible, cool. Like they used to do it, but now it's like, oh, you get a T-shirt or a hat. I seen that once. I said, no, let me go ahead and pre-order on PlayStation. I forgot what game it was, but I was like, a T-shirt and a hat. Nah, I'm good. Make it more worthwhile, especially for those who are super duper collectors. Like that Sephiroth, I wanted so bad.
Something more tangible, especially for the collectors.
Yeah. They just need to give us a reason to actually come to the store and want to buy a physical copy. I mean, it also doesn't help that the digital versions of the consoles are cheaper. So I don't know what the numbers are on how many people have digital versions of PlayStations or Xboxes, but I'm actually gonna think that more people probably have digital version only consoles just because it's cheaper.
Just because
if they
of
was
that
able
alone.
to cop it,
Mm-hmm.
like when it first dropped, he was like, "Man, let me get it," and then it's like, "Nope, sorry, disc only." I'm like, "Well, this is extra,
Well,
but
see-
these have PS5."
See, that's the proof in the pudding. The digital versions were sold out before the disc versions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Hi, GameStop. I have a disc cop PS5. Do something dope.
maybe another what is it called? GME stocks will help them out again.
oh yeah. Yeah, maybe those who was I forgot what the group was called. God dog. Nah.
Wall Street Bets, I believe.
Wall Street, maybe it was Wall Street something. But yeah, get back to work, guys. You guys can go ahead and get GameStop back on top. I'm still not gonna shop there, but
They took too much of your money already.
Yo, for real, that's therapy on its own.
right. All right, let's move on to the next story. This story still kind of touches into the same stuff. But this comes from PC Gamer. Phil Spencer blames capitalism for games industry woes. He says, I don't get the luxury of not having to run a profitable growing business. After a lot of wrangling with regulators, Microsoft recently spent $69 billion to acquire Activision Blizzard, after which it almost immediately cut 1,900 jobs across its gaming business. Not great news for anyone, unless perhaps you own Microsoft stock. In an interview with Polygon about the driving forces behind layoffs at Microsoft and across the industry, Xbox Phil Spencer pointed the finger at, well, really just capitalism in general. The problem, according to Spencer, is a lack of growth across the video game industry as a whole. When we have an industry that is projected to be smaller next year in terms of players and dollars, and you get a lot of publicly traded companies that are in the industry that have to show their investors growth, because why else does somebody own a share of someone's stock if it's not going to grow? The side of business that then gets scrutinized is the cost side, Spencer said, because if you're not going to grow the revenue side, then the cost side becomes challenged. If you can't grow by making more money, in other words, then you can grow in terms of profits, share price, EBITDA, and also, and all those other metrics that Wall Street types care about. By spending less, the obvious question is, why are you bringing in all these new people if you can't afford to pay them? Of course, Microsoft can afford to pay those people. It just doesn't want to, because that's right, growth. Dang. Phil Spencer says, I don't get the luxury of not having to run a profitable growing business inside Microsoft, Spencer said, but just across the industry, sitting here at GDC, I reflect on friends of mine in the industry. Go ahead. That have been displaced and lost their jobs, and how I don't want the industry to be placed where people can't with confidence build a career. So that's why I keep pivoting back to, how does the industry get back to growth? For us at Xbox or any of the teams that are out there, it is really an outcome of an industry that's not growing. It can grow and it will grow again, but you see this time right now, and the implications have a human impact, and we should all reflect on that and think about it. There's a clear aspect of don't hate the player in all of this, but he's not wrong. So this is interesting, because we talked about this and kind of had the same thoughts, like, why did these companies hire all these people in a time where growth was so high, like at an all-time high, and now they got to get rid of these people? Shareholders.
Like, thanks for stopping by. See ya.
It does feel as though they saw the growth. They took advantage. We just talked about this. They jumped on it, and without really having a solid long-term plan for the new people coming on board. They just were riding, quote unquote, the wave, and unfortunately here we are at I won't say that the industry is dying. It's definitely not that, because it's like you said, they were buying this. If you own stocks, you are doing quite well in a lot of these industries, especially if you own Nvidia, Microsoft, and a lot of the other high companies. But the point is that
not GameStop though.
Not GameStop, not at this time. But the gaming world or gaming industry is not dying. It's just I believe it's at a stagnated point, or what's the word? It's consolidating. So
it's in a correction. Yeah.
Correction. We did mention that.
Yeah, it's in a correction. It sucks that the correction, like Phil Spencer said, is, it's hurting humans. Like, people are being hurt by this correction.
Big time.
I wish they would have found another way to do it, but I don't know. Ugh.
Soon I believe soon, before the end of 2024, we will see what's going to happen to the gaming industry over the next 3 to 5 years. I see we'll have a solid answer as to what is going to be happening in the next.
Man, we'll still be in a nursing home playing games.
We will be.
Be cussing out everything. God dang it. Why won't this bitch
I think it's more about the newer generation, like, that's coming out, the ones that are playing games and buying games, right now they're having a hard time even living and making enough money to live on their own. So like
Fair.
games might be taking a back seat for them, and that's not good for the growth of video games.
No.
So the economy needs to get itself together. Something needs to
Sorry,
happen.
guys.
Something has to give.
Something has to give. On to
I'll
our
give
next.
the rest of my soul for some money.
Oh God! All right,
Have a little bit left.
on to the next story. This also comes from PC Gamer. Some of the biggest names in indie games are teaming up to put on a no fluff showcase of new game announcements. Is this the trailer for them?
Yes, but it's not a long trailer.
Okay, well then I'll just read the story. The III initiative is streaming on April 10th with reveals from devs behind Terraria. Oh, I'd like that game. Slay the Spire, Dead Cells. I like that
adorable.
game too. Dead Cells DLC and more. French indie studio Evil Empire, which has spent the last 5 years working on expansions for roguelike sensations, Dead Cells, prides itself on being a III. What? Okay, III developer. Independent but still big enough to make world-class games. Ooh, I like that. III. Evil Empire likes the label so much, in fact, that it spent the past few months organizing a new showcase with some other indie superstars, including the developers of Slay the Empire, Darkest Dungeon, Vampire Survivors, and Terraria. The III initiative will be streaming on April 10th and will show off more than 30 games. We did collaborations with many indie studios. Evil Empire's marketing director Berenger Dupre told me in an interview at last week's Game Developers Conference it was cool experiencing taking those games and putting them into Dead Cells, but we were always wondering if there was a way to collaborate with our indie friends outside of games. When Evil Empire started getting ready to announce its next game, the team thought there was an opportunity for a showcase that sat somewhere between a AAA announcements of the Game Awards and the more niche events like, say, the Wholesome Direct. A few months later, they managed to bring together enough indie developers to fill a 45-minute event, back-to-back trailers, no hosts or sponsorships, no extra fluff. Evil Empire were clear that they had a threshold for the type of announcements that they wanted. They wanted to deliver something really punchy and surprising, and we love surprising, said Chris Barassa, a co-founder of Darkest Dungeon developer Red Hook Studios. Barassa said that the Red Hook team hustled to get something ready to show for the April 10th event. Wow, this is funny. You were there? No.
No, that's not me.
Casey Yano, co-founder of Slay the Spire team, Mega Crit, said they were trying to decide how to announce their next game when the III initiative came up. It's been really great working with these guys, Yano added. I could have been kind of nonchalant, not very interesting, but it's going to be pretty hype, I think. So this will be on YouTube, streaming April 10th, 10 a.m. Pacific and 5 p.m. GMT on Twitch and other platforms as well. I am actually pretty excited to see this for sure.
Yeah.
There are a lot of studios on here that they, a
And
lot
that's
of
on a
indie developers.
Wednesday.
Yeah. But I think it's a turn in the right direction because we have the discussion all the time like, oh, is this a real indie? Like you got the indies that are backed up by AAA money, right? And we call them indie games because they look like indies. But really, are they indies? Like there's that in between, right? This III initiative is like, no, we're the real indies and we're doing a show for ourselves so you guys can see what we have. And I think that's cool.
Yeah, I think that we're going to be able to see a lot of what's going to be coming out for the rest of the year and the future from this event, because it seems like it's going to be a yearly event going forward. So I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely tune in. It's 45 minutes. They're going to have world premieres, exclusive gameplay, demos, and drops. So I'm there just for the drops. But no, for sure. Even the Gearbox indie studios are there. All right. Ooh, cool. Ooh, okay, next story. This one comes from IGN. Let me pull it up for you guys so y'all can see it as well. All right, from IGN. This is so cool. First human patient to receive a Neuralink brain implant used it to stay up all night playing Civilization 6. It
So
was
good.
worth
Nice.
it. I think is the best way to put it. It was awesome. This is by Anthony Wood. The first human recipient of the Neuralink brain implant shared new details on his recovery and experience of living with the experimental assistive tech, which has allowed him a greater level of freedom and autonomy, including the ability to pull an all-nighter playing Sid Meier's Civilization 6. Neuralink co-founder Elon Musk took to X/Twitter. See, even they're still calling it X/Twitter. Like nobody's gonna drop it. In January to reveal that the company had implanted its first brain-computer interface in the head of a human patient who was recovering well. Following the surgery, the billionaire also hinted at the time that the implant was functioning well and had detected a promising neuron spike. In a subsequent February update, Musk commented that the unnamed patient has seemingly made a full recovery and was even able to use the implant to manipulate a computer cursor with thought alone. Finally, on March 20th, Neuralink posted its own update to X in the form of a 9-minute live stream in which the 29-year-old implant recipient, Nolan Arbaugh, used the technology to play a digital version of chess, while discussing how living with the experimental aid has changed his life. I definitely want to take a look at this, like, offline. It was like using the force on the cursor, and I could get it to move wherever I wanted. Just stare somewhere at the screen and it would move where I wanted it to, which was such a wild experience, explained Arbaugh. The 29-year-old complete quadriplegic shared that he had lost sensation and suffered paralysis from below the shoulders after sustaining a spinal injury during a diving accident 8 years ago, and had felt compelled to volunteer for the trial out of an urge to be a part of something that he felt could change the world. Throughout the live stream, Arbaugh could be seen using the Neuralink brain-computer interface, BCI, to control an on-screen cursor to play a game of digital chess and pause music that had been playing in the background. Arbaugh also revealed that the implant had given him the freedom to pull an all-nighter playing the strategy game Civilization 6, something that he could not have done on his own before the surgery. One of the first times you all gave me complete control over this Neuralink tech, I actually stayed up until like 6 a.m. playing Civilization 6, said Arbaugh to Neuralink scientist Bliss Chapman. It was worth it, I think is the best way to put it. It was awesome. Dang, that's so cool. That's
That is.
That is.
I am curious. What's the difference between the Neuralink and using one of those sensors that allow for you to use your eye, where your eyes are pointing on the screen? What's the difference between those two? I mean, obviously the Neuralink is connected to your brain.
Explain. No, I can't explain none of that. It actually
He adjusted his glasses.
I mean, look, it's using electrodes that are sending signals. That's like, I think that's crazy. You're talking about being able to control stuff by your mere thoughts. It's wild.
That's crazy. Yeah, that is intense.
Wild, cool, scary, all of the above.
Could you imagine you couldn't do any of that stuff before, and then all of a sudden you have access to doing everything you want on your computer, and you stay up all night playing Civilization, or what you also find out later on in the article, they also were playing Mario Kart with their friends and their family.
What?
Yeah, so
I need to know what the input lag is, because if it's like 0, shoot, I'm about to get that thing. Be streaming like this. Oh, that's cool though. It's wild. It's so crazy that technology is getting to this point.
I'm interested. Lily, would you be interested in getting a Neuralink if it became safer, or you saw the benefits of it in the workplace, I guess?
Nah. I don't know. Nah.
How about you, BT?
Some other people do it, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
Would I get it? God, I don't know. I mean, I would want to get it, but would I do? I don't know. It's one of the things, like, if I can't take it back, that sucks, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can't take it back once it happens, right? Yeah.
What if that joint stop being buggy? How do you update it?
Oh man, no, y'all play Cyberpunk.
No. I'm just like, I'm more curious about like what happened. Like, I want to see what happens throughout the day, like how does it affect it? Like if you sneeze and shit like that. Like
That junk just fly out.
I don't want to Neuralink my car and be driving it, and then I sneeze and I drive off the fucking road. Like that'd be
I
crazy.
didn't even think about that. You probably could drive using it.
And it's always a violent sneeze while you're driving, and I hate it.
Yeah, I can't even control
Violent
myself
sneeze.
normally. So like, come on.
Right. 12 hours while you update.
Right, like, oh man, what about the glitches and bugs, man? You just get stuck.
Ooh, so what if it has to charge? Would it be like a charging on your bed? So it could be like,
Fun
like your
fact,
cell phone
ooh.
just charging yourself.
it recharges wirelessly.
So you'll be just like a wireless charger for your phone. Put that on your pillow.
What happens when it dies, though?
I guess you just can't use anything, but
Yes, we die too.
you know
But
it's not. It doesn't work
It's
that
not
way.
keeping him alive.
Pew 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 pew. Like, oh, shutting down.
This is the first step to being Iron Man, though.
The first.
I'm convinced.
I do feel as though people who are in that situation where they can't use any part of their body below their neck, obviously could benefit from something like this if that's something
for
they
sure.
really want.
I think the question is like, how far do you go, right? Like, is there
Right.
going to be restrictions on, all right, you got to be a paraplegic to use it, or eventually when it comes out, can anybody get it? Like, actually, I want to see. I need to find some pictures because I want to see.
Like, I can't feel my pinky toe. You're
Oh.
approved.
Instant approval.
You're right.
That's wild. Does it like? Can you see it? Like oh, is that it right there?
That I'm unsure. I don't know if you can actually see it on the outside.
Is it like in
I
your
imagine
brain?
it is connected to your. Is it your
Oh
brain
wait,
or
so are they
spinal?
gonna give you a charging port instead of it? Like, just in case you can't do it wirelessly, you can just use the
Ma'am.
C cord to plug it up.
You were so excited about how it charges.
It just popped in my head when I looked at my charging cable behind me. I was like, because it's right by my pillow.
I get the Matrix vibes. No.
So like, okay, so this is it, right?
Oh, that's the charging
This
device?
is the link, and it links through your phone. This is the actual Neuralink, the implant.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Like a little hearing aid, kind of.
that's what it looks like.
It looks wild. I still don't know where it goes though. There's a robot that
imagine-
puts it in. Oh no, and the robots are gonna capture us and give one to everybody.
No, man, don't say that out loud.
No. Next
then
thing
they
they'll
just-
wake up like,
But then they
my
just
insides
control
feel
us
funny.
Only
$42.99 on on Temu.
Not Timu.
I'm definitely interested in the technology for sure. I'm about to sign.
Yeah, the
Go ahead, sign up for
technology?
the patient registry.
Yeah, let me sign Yano up.
Wait a second. Hold on.
I mean,
No
you're still
thanks.
young enough. I'm sure they're gonna cap at 60.
Y'all keep coming for my age.
this is it's cool though. It's cool. I just
Yeah, the technology behind it, I see it not only being used for stuff like this, but wow, we're gonna see it more of it in the future. I
we
imagine.
are definitely in some wild times right now. Like I'm not even. It's like
Do
God.
wanna
I
say
see
Black Mirror?
so many sci-fi stories in my head happening right now.
Okay, yeah, I want to say Black Mirror, like the episode where the dude was recording and rewinding with his eyeballs because he's trying to figure out his life.
Oh wow, I have not. seen
Yeah,
it.
it was like he has an implant where it'll replay his memories, and he actually, I think he deleted some because he was just so traumatized about something. It was something like that. I need to watch it again, to be honest.
Deleted some memories. I don't know if I want to do that.
I mean, I would. I'm like,
Yeah, I guess
I
that
don't
would be
like this
good.
bitch no more. Delete.
That'd be
So
wild,
here's the
bro.
thing about memories. Memories, even good or bad, they are part of what made you who you are today. So if you delete, let's say, something that you may think is insignificant, it alters you completely, and then you become, I don't know what, a supervillain or superhero, depending on who you are.
Already there.
Sounds dope to me.
Delete. I be forgetting stuff anyway. I'm
Yeah,
already.
he said I
beat
definitely delete the memory of seeing Avatar in theaters. I would delete
that in
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Z. Yeah, that ever. Oh my gosh.
Like, damn, this shit sucks. Boop.
Delete.
That was pretty bad films right there. Both of those were terrible.
We was so excited for it. We didn't learn our lesson the
What?
first time.
I knew that was going to be trash.
Yeah, that thing looked. Yeah, wow, it
We
was
know better
terrible.
now. We're older. We were young and dumb.
Nah, back then when I saw, I was like, that is not Goku. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, well that part, yeah. And then Piccolo with no antenna. Yikes.
Right.
I'm sorry, we veered off. Go ahead.
But I gave it a chance. It was the worst chance I could have given.
So bad.
So bad. Well, speaking of movies, I do hope that this movie is much, much better than Dragon Ball Evolution. And it's the Borderlands movie. Jack Black, this is from CBR. Jack Black describes Borderlands character as R-rated R2D2. Following the theatrical debut of Kung Fu Panda 4, Golden Globe nominee Jack Black discussed his next big project this year in the form of Lionsgate's upcoming live-action movie. During a recent interview with Games Radar, Black opened up about his experience playing the role of Claptrap in the live-action adaptation of a Gearbox Software hit video game series, which he describes as R-rated R2D2. He also expressed how he's loving being part of an ongoing video game renaissance or movie renaissance in Hollywood, following his remarkable voice performance in 2023 blockbuster The Super Mario Bros. Movie. I love the voice acting. I also love the video game, so it was fun to be able to voice that character, Black said. He's a cool, fun little turn and another opportunity to bring a great video game to the silver screen. We're kind of in the middle of a video game movie renaissance right now, and I'm stoked to be a part of it. In addition, Black also mentioned some of the popular video games he would like to see get a film adaptation. Can't believe they haven't already started making a movie of any of the Rockstar games, Grand Theft Auto, but especially Red Dead Redemption, he added. Those things are already like movies, you know. I guess that's the thing. Some video games are already halfway there to telling those kind of stories, and there are some movies that are like video games. Oh, yep. I'm still optimistic.
Yeah, I am too. And because Jack Black did such a fantastic job in what's the name of that movie? Tropic Thunder. I enjoyed him so much.
And Mario Brothers.
And Mario Brothers as Bowser. Oh man.
And Nacho Libre.
And I have to wake my
And
kids
Nacho
up.
Libre.
Oh yeah.
Nacho.
And the Pick of
outfit.
Destiny. Oh, come on.
Yo, definitely a fucking classic with that.
I would
I
love
want to listen to the album.
it's so good. So
It is.
with all of that being said, I think that this film has the potential to do really well because it just takes one character to make a movie great for me. So I really can't wait to see it.
Yeah, Jack Black's really carrying stuff right now, so I'm really hoping his back is strong, you know what I mean? We'll see.
Wait, you said his back is strong?
Yeah, so he can keep carrying these game movies.
Yes, indeed. I hope so too. Jumanji was great as well with him.
Oh
in it.
yeah, you know that's true. That is true. Good job, Jack Black.
Yes.
All right. So with that, that's our last main news story, but we're gonna roll into what we call honorable mentions. These are stories that we saw, and they're not too long, but we wanted you to know about them. So the first one here is Steam's top seller of the week. I wonder what it is. What is it?
Surprise.
Helldivers 2. It's number one
Really?
seller for it is. Number one Steam seller this week. Number 2 is the Steam Deck. Well, that's just weird. Okay. And then number 3 is Counter-Strike 2. Number 4, Dragon's Dogma 2. 5, Warframe. 6, Apex Legends. And then, it keeps going down. Destiny's still up there in the top 10? Oh, I guess it's free to play. That makes sense. Baldur's Gate 3, number 12. Cyberpunk still on there. All right.
I'm so shocked to see that that Warframe has moved so far up. Dragon's Dogma last week was number 1 and Helldivers was number 2. Now it looks like it settled back out with Helldivers at top. Steam Deck has been on top since last year, and Counter-Strike has always been in the top 3.
Interesting. Do people really that many people have Steam Decks?
That's the shocking part to me. I don't know, but this is on a week-to-week basis. So if that's the case, that must mean people are buying Steam Decks regularly.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm sure because like they about to drop an OLED version, I think.
Yep.
I guess that makes well. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Did that just said Steam Deck in general was number 2? Yeah,
Introducing Steam Deck
It
OLED.
said
Yep.
$349, $300 version.
But if you
Okay.
click on the link, it takes you to both of them: the $399 250 gig and the $549 512 gigabyte OLED.
Interesting. All right. The next honorable mention. Well, since we talked about Helldivers, if y'all didn't know, they done snuck 2 new stratagem weapons in on us this morning. They introduced the Quasar Cannon and the heavy machine gun, and that Quasar Cannon looks amazing.
You haven't tried it out yet?
No, I just logged on and got it real quick. But apparently, yeah, this is like the God mode weapon for the automatons.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's dope. It looks dope. I watched the video. I was like, I can't wait to try this thing out. And they said the heavy machine gun's good too, but the Quasar Cannon is so good that everybody's just talking about it. Next honorable mention is going to be about Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2077 is now completely free to play on PS5 for the weekend. So if you haven't got a chance to play Cyberpunk, it's in a fantastic place right now. It doesn't have the expansion Phantom Liberty, but you know, if you're one of those people that bought it, you know, when it first came out on PS4 and you got your refund, here's your chance to play it for free if you got a PS5.
Sure.
Next one is going to be from Destructoid. The Larian CEO explains why the studio isn't making Baldur's Gate 4. Did not know this was a thing. At last week's Game Developers Conference, Larian CEO Sven Vink dropped some big news. The studio will not be making any DLC for Baldur's Gate 3, nor will it be continuing ahead with Baldur's Gate 4. On the surface, the decision seems incomprehensible. Almost any other studio in the world would be doing anything and everything in its power to continue the incredible success of Baldur's Gate 3. You don't typically see studios pull a complete 180 after winning Game of the Year awards. And in recent interview with IGN, Vink expanded on his comments from GDC and laid out why. From his perspective, leaving Baldur's Gate behind is the move. Vink said that after the overwhelmingly positive reception of the game, Larian started working on DLC and ideas for a sequel, but quickly ran into a serious problem. You could see the team was doing it because everybody felt like we had to do it, but it wasn't really coming from the heart. And we're very much a studio all about being from the heart. Part of the drain on the team's enthusiasm, Vink said, was that the studio had all these ideas of new combat to try out that were not compatible with the Dungeons & Dragons 5e. When the team came back from the holiday break, Vink made the call that it was time to move on. He since emphasized in a tweet that this move is entirely Larian's choice and that Wizards of the Coast really did their best and have been a great licensor for us, letting us do our thing. I think that's fair.
That's really good, right?
Yeah, it sucks, but it's fair. Maybe they'll end up getting their love back for it when nobody cares anymore, and then we'll be like, oh, finally, they're deciding to make Baldur's Gate 4.
Man.
Like, it's like, I get it. They're trying to avoid the pressure, and I think that's good.
And they're keeping the heart in it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, this is some sad news that I did see, and it sucks to bring it up. But Tyler Blevins, if you don't know who that is, Ninja, reveals that he has cancer. Terrible, terrible news. He was diagnosed with melanoma, a type of skin cancer, at 32 years old. He was one of the biggest Twitch streamers in the world. He's done a lot for streaming, to be honest. Like, it sucks. But yeah, he said, I'm grateful to have hope in finding this early, but please take this as a PSA to get skin checkups, Blevins said. Here's Ninja's statement in full. All right, I'm still in a bit of shock, but want to keep you all updated. A few weeks ago, I went into a dermatologist for an annual skin/mole check that Jess proactively scheduled for me. There was a mole in the bottom of my foot that they wanted to remove just to be careful. It came back as melanoma, but they are optimistic that we caught it in early stages. I had another dark spot appear near it, so today they biopsied that and removed a larger area around the melanoma with the hopes that under the microscope they will see clear non-melanoma edges and we will know we got it. I'm grateful to have hope in finding this early, but please take this as a PSA to get skin checkups. You know, my prayers go out
I
to
never
you,
really thought
man.
about that.
Getting
Yeah.
cancer sucks.
It's not only bad that it's bad that this was even found out that they had that Ninja had this issue, but it is good that one, they caught it early, and two, he's making an announcement to everyone to just get checkups. It's so easy to say get checkups, but not everyone has access to proper healthcare to
Healthcare.
even get that done.
Man, just looking at a doctor costs like $2,000.
Sheesh.
Yeah, sucks.
Eh,
Sucks,
but yeah.
sucks. All right, our last honorable mention. This comes from Anime News Network. Warner Bros. Discovered president of Asia Pacific James Gibbons stated that entertainment news website Variety last Friday that the company's Japanese anime studio will produce more than 10 titles per year as opposed to its output of 5 to 10 titles in past years. He stated that anime is one of the best ways to reach the 18 to 30-year-old audience, which is incredibly elusive. We went on to say that the company has strong anime audiences in the US, parts of Europe, and Latin America. The company's anime studio launched in 2011 and has produced over 80 titles, including JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Record of Ragnarok, and Spy Family. Warner Bros. Japan is a production company under Warner Brothers Discovery and is involved in several anime projects such as Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, Food Wars, Shokugeki no Sama, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Warner Brothers Japan and its parent company also handle overseas and domestic live-action film productions of Japanese properties such as Godzilla, Rurouni Kenshin, Gintama, and Death Note. The company recently announced a new anime adaptation for the Buransan and Tetsuhara's landmark manga, First of the North Star. Oh, that's dope.
Ooh.
It also is currently producing the original Suicide Squad isekai anime with Wit Studio, which will premiere in July. I am excited to see that. We'll see. It looks
We'll
good.
see.
Yeah, it looks good. Animation looks great. And that is the end of our honorable mentions. With that, I'm gonna go into games coming out this week, and then we'll close the show out. All right. On March 25th, it came out Acolyte of Altar on PC, Bulwark, Falconeer Chronicles on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC. That's out. Grandia HD Collection, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It came out. Planet Zoo Console Edition, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S. That came out a couple days ago. South Park Snow Day, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and PC. Came out 2 days ago. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective is on Android. It came out today. Open Road, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. That came out today. Outward is out on Switch today. Pepper Grinder is out on Switch and PC today. It's got an 8 so far. I've heard good things about this game. And then Madison on PlayStation VR 2 comes out tomorrow with a 7.25 already.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Any titles you're looking forward to?
Not really. I'm interested in Pepper Grinder just because I've heard good things about it. Actually, kinda. I'm not gonna get Planet Zoo. Maybe if it's on Game Pass, like I kind of just wanted to try it out, but nothing I'm too like I gotta get right now.
Lily?
Nah, nothing really not heard before.
Fun fact, Grandia HD Collection. I used to love the Grandia series. I remember it came. It is. It's so good, and I was surprised that Lily didn't pop. Her ears didn't pop up on that one. But that one I'm interested
A little
in.
bit of it.
A little bit.
Give it another chance. Yeah.
But And probably the South Park Snow Day. I would probably try that game out.
Yeah, eventually. Eventually. Yeah, with that, there will not be an episode. Oh, wait, is there gonna be an episode next week? Are you here next week?
Lily?
Lily is not here next week, right?
Nope.
I believe we'll be back. We could be back. What is it? The week of what is it? The 11th to come back on. What is it? The III indie event. We'll touch base on that.
Oh yeah, because that's on the. Is that wait? You said that was on the Wednesday. I thought it was on April 10th.
That's
on the
April
Yeah, April
10th, and
10th
then
on
the
a
stream
Wednesday.
is
Oh, it is.
on the 11th.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. So we'll be back April 11th. Let's do that.
Awesome.
Okay. Perfect. If you guys want more content, where can they find you? Yeah.
Lily?
The way you sucked in breath, I thought you was gonna say something.
I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Let me not get so excited because I might mess up.
You can find me, Lily Masumi, over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Lily Masumi. Over on the Twitter at Lily Masumi as well. Which I actually got damn, I didn't even prepare myself to stream after this. But other than that, where can they find you, Yano?
You can find me, Yano Nick, over at NK_Yano Nick at Twitter/X.com or over at Twitch.tv/Yano Nick. BTG, where can we find you?
Hey, your mic muted?
It is.
You know where to find me. Thank you. You know where to find me. Right here, same place, same time, but just not next week, the week after. I hope everybody has a great Easter weekend for those who celebrate, and just have a great weekend overall. Remember, this has been
at my kids.
right. Remember, this has been Night Kids After Dark podcast, where gamers discuss gamer things every Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/Team Night Kids, except for next week. All right, see y'all later.
Later.
Bye.